like with all the pressure, with all the work, with all the like the stress of my school, my job, my planning, and then teach now. I know like I'm late. I've never late, but I think I know like I will make it. It's just like everything is paying back to me, even though if it's late. So that's what I care about more.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, okay. And I think, I think your teacher, Caitlin, understands that. And, so I don't think I don't think she would put any kind of pressure on you. She's
At
very
all.
understanding.
At
Yeah.
all. She's like,
And I'm not going to
she's
put any
very
pressure either.
flexible. She even talked to
Yeah,
teach
she's
now
super.
because like everyone is just struggling to meet the deadlines for the assignments. So we like I got a mail once, and she even talked to teach now that like she understands that we're working, we're not just sitting, but it's hard to get like to return everything back on time. So she's so
Yeah.
flexible. She honestly, she even with the assignments, when she's explaining the assignments every single week, she knows like she tries to adjust like how we can do it. Very helpful. Yeah. Like I'm so blessed. That's another thing to be positive
Yeah.
for.
So, and of course, I thought the role modeling. So I wanted to say that the video of the school, I thought that was really good for several reasons. One, I think they missed their school, and when I saw it, I was like, wow, I would miss that school. I know in South America, that would be a very expensive school. That would be, like the wealthiest people would go to that school. That's a really nice school. I don't, I know the Middle East might be different, but I thought, wow, they have such a
It is
great place to
expensive.
learn. I'm sure they miss the building, they miss each other, and they miss the people. And so, going in and doing, it's starting off interviewing the nurse and the security guard. I thought that was, and greeting the nanny. I thought that was really good. That was, showing how important they are. And it just sent your message, about community helpers. And I loved that you interviewed the principal and the teachers. But it was sort of sent a really nice message that you started off with other people that were not sort of at the top of the hierarchy. I thought that was lovely. I also thought that having the questions written out on the cue cards and that you showing those questions for visual reinforcement, I thought that was very helpful for visual learners. So I thought you were addressing all of their learning needs. I thought it was really, really well done. And you were role modeling, you were providing an exemplar, you were, keeping students connected with their school and the people who work there. And so I really, really liked that. Let's see. I thought, okay, so in the activity where they were asking each other questions, they were practicing. I had just a couple of practical tips. One of those, I thought if the students could use on Zoom the hand raise icon, and they could leave their hand up and then when somebody asks them a question, they put it down. That way you don't have to try and keep track of who, so that way everybody gets asked a question. So just start off with everybody put your hand up. Okay, and then once they've been asked a question, they can put it down. And another thing that's kind of fun to do, and you might do something like this already, is an imaginary sort of ball toss. It's like when I'm going to ask you a question, I'll say, okay, I'm going to ask Tagreed this next question. Ready, Tagreed? And I throw you the ball, and then you catch the ball. You have the ball, so you're the person answering, and then when then you can toss the ball to somebody you're asking a question to. Let's see. I thought it was really the first video, the boy who did the first video
interviewing,
he something that he did such an excellent job, but something that was really that really stood out was his energy was like yours. And so I want, I think that's something you need to notice, because, take note of. There's, I can't remember it. One of the books, I can't remember who wrote it now, but one of the teaching books starts off says, when the teacher sneezes, everybody catches a cold. And basically it was the teacher's attitude is contagious. And and that's true. And I could see it. I thought, oh my goodness, he even he almost was mimicking you in a very flattering and nice way. He was really, really good. And the second student was not nearly as proficient in English, but he was asking why questions. And I thought that, I mean, that's definitely a higher order than, question and who and what. And so I thought, oh, that's brave and courageous, and that shows some risk taking. So I thought that was quite good. The only improvement that I would put there is for the videos is that I felt like, and maybe it was because you had to trim the video and maybe you cut out some of the things, but I felt like I wanted them to be more interactive. And so I thought one activity you might do is at the end of each video, you might say, okay, tell one thing that this student did really well. What did this student do best in this video? I don't think they're ready yet to give criticism. I don't think they're ready, but and let them, and that kind of holds them accountable for listening and for, and it will help build, you've got a positive community, but it will help build that positive community. Or you could even you can give them an easy checklist of like 4 things to look for. And if you want to make it simple and say, which of those 4 did this person do best, and or something, just something to make it a little more interactive so that they're not just watching, and they can interact with each other. But I thought the exemplars in particular throughout, I thought gave really, really good support. And you definitely sent that message for the PBL of getting out there and important people in the community. And it was really hard. If things were normal, you could have made a field trip.
Feedback from the parents, like to know that they actually appreciate, because honestly, like they're sitting with their student. So they're learning with them. They like, a mom told me, like, I would be cooking and hearing you like explaining and doing this stuff with the kids. And yeah, I was so happy when I heard like they do appreciate, they do see the work. They know that it's just challenging to keep all the kids engaged. So yeah, I was like more pushed now, more confident of what I'm doing. Like I do appreciate my bond with my students a lot, and it's just like I feel now they're part of me. I would be happy, like I can, even on CISO, if they just post anything, if I have anything to do, I need to review what they're doing, give them a feedback, just like on the spot. I hate to have like a notification on CISO, even though I would be having like tons of things to do. I need to give them a feedback right away. So yeah, like,
that's wonderful. And the parents, I mean, first of all, it's just so fabulous when parents validate you and they appreciate you. That's great. But with you being on screen, it's like you're becoming part of the family,
Exactly.
It's like everybody is getting to know you. And exactly. It's, so I think there've been a lot of stressful things that have happened because of COVID, and teachers have been really stressed out. But that's one really positive thing, is that parents really get to know the teachers and get to see how hard they work and what they put into the lesson. So that's one positive.